So today I want to look at some seeds, and I want to teach you guys how you don't have to buy all of the expensive seed starting trays. You can do it on a budget. So get you a tray, and these are $2.99. Then we can get our lid, our dome, to go on top of it for $4.99. I wanted to show you guys how much Espoma organic tones they have. Tomato, berry, flower, holly, rose. In your garden, just your normal garden foods. Your plant tone, your bulb tone. And then you have tree tone. This urn is gorgeous and huge. But this is the reason I go thrifting and antiquing. So let's talk about seeds. These are the seeds that I just got from our little trip to Strader's. And I love to have flowers in my garden that lean toward a English cottage garden. So I feel like delphinium, cosmos, and lupine will do that. The delphinium is a favorite of mine, and I try them every year. And for some reason, they do not love my garden. But I'm going to continue to try. And they are a perennial in our area. And they will bloom in summer. We're going to plant these. We're going to plant them 1/8 of an inch deep. And they will grow to be about 4 to 5 feet tall. And we want to plant these out about 10 to 12 weeks before our last frost. And our last frost here in central Ohio is around April 30th. Love cosmos as well, and it's not, when I buy seeds, I try really hard to go for the perennials, but I love cosmos in a garden. I think it gives it like a wispy look. And so these are annuals. They're full sun, and they're going to bloom all the way from summer all the way into fall. So that's a good one if you can get blooms, you know, for your entire season almost. They're going to grow 3 to 6 feet tall. Seeds take 7 to 10 days to germinate, and they mature in like 60 days, I believe. I plant these 6 weeks prior to our first frost indoor. Now the perennials, I do want to try a winter sow method, and so I'll show you how to do that as well. Lupine, I fell in love with lupine when we visited Mackinac Island in Michigan. They are gorgeous. So I'm going to try those this year, and they're perennials, and they're going to bloom for us in late spring and all of summer. They're going to get 2 to 4 feet tall, and when you're planting these, we're just going to go a tiny bit, 1/4 of an inch deep, and they take 25 to 35 days to germinate. And it says to sow these indoor 8 weeks prior to your last frost. So if our last frost is April 30th, I'm gonna go March 1st on planting these. Well, hello, beautiful friends. We are going to plant up delphiniums today. I used to try delphiniums all the time, and I did not realize that they need a cold stratification time period. So what I did was I put my delphinium seeds in the refrigerator for a couple weeks in a wet or damp paper towel. Okay, so I have a little box here. I am starting off with some potting, just regular potting mix, and I'm gonna add some seed starting mix to it. Okay. And then I'm gonna throw a little perlite in it. It just helps with like drainage and getting air to the roots and things like that. Mix this all together. And then we're gonna get this really wet. All right, I bought this little tray with a humidity dome, and it can open a little wider and shut. I'll probably keep it halfway at our local nursery Straters. The tray was $2.99, and then the humidity dome was $4.99. So I'm going to use that. And then I bought these off Amazon because I thought the colors were really pretty. And they said they were 3 inches wide. And I don't think that's the case, but we're going to plant up some delphiniums in these today. So these are cute, but I would not probably recommend buying these. I bought them because they had the little, little bottom part to it. And in my sunroom, sometimes I just set things just like this without a tray. So, but anyhow, I would not buy these, but we're going to still use them. So we're just going to fill them up. I think while I have them like this, I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit more water. Because this will be the one chance that we get to really saturate it. Because once they become seedlings, we, do too much hard water. Okay. I think that should do it. Okay, so these are my seeds that I've had in the refrigerator. And I wanted to sort of try to show you what I did. I just took a damp paper towel and I just kept them in the refrigerator for a couple weeks. And that gives them the cold stratification that they're going to need. Okay, so these delphiniums are the Pacific Giant mix. And it says to plant them 1/8 of an inch deep, and they need full sun. They're going to get 4 to 5 feet tall. It takes 10 to 20 days to germinate, and they need 10 to 12 weeks before our last frost. We're about 10 weeks right now. Okay, we're just going to plant them. We're going to take one little seed at a time. I can do it. I think I'm going to try one in each for right now. Okay, so I'm just going to mark it. I just used popsicle sticks. I'm going to put DELPH, Pacific Giant. So I'm going to put PG, because I'm not going to do very many. I don't think I'm going to do very many delphiniums. This will probably be it. And then I love delphiniums. They just don't love me. But I try every single year. I don't know if they just don't like my dirt, if I overwater, if I don't water enough. So these ones are a little bit harder than just your normal, zinnias and sunflowers and that kind of thing. Now I'm going to put the humidity dome on it, and then I'm going to take it and put it in my window where I have a grow light. Okay, here's my temporary setup until my husband gets me my little shelf I normally use. I think it's in the basement. And I got a little grow light from Amazon, I think maybe 15 bucks 2 or 3 years ago. And did some snapdragons earlier today, and now I just put my delphiniums up there. So I will keep the humidity dome on these until I start seeing some green seedlings come up. And then I'll probably take the humidity dome off. I'll keep them, watered daily, just enough to, get the tops kind of wet until they start growing some roots. Thank you guys for joining me today for the planting of my delphinium seeds. I kind of lied because I said delphiniums were one of my favorites, maybe annuals. And I really think dahlias might be. So this is a sneak peek. I bought 3 boxes of dahlias at Sam's Club, and we're going to be doing those next. So you guys go find whatever flower seed that speaks to you. Go find a little container. It doesn't have to be anything, crazy. You can use things that you have at home even, and go find your passion today. Thanks for spending the time with me.